Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you are having a fabulous day. As you are joining us here, on Ask Doc Live, we want to make sure that you know how excited we are to have you here, and we welcome you to Ask Doc Live. This program is being brought to you as a resource for information that shares light and hope and knowledge that helps you to become more empowered when it comes to your health journey. All right, so I have some wonderful co-hosts that are going to help me through this program. And if you have questions and you would like to ask your questions of Dr. Wallach, please go to the Zoom menu, find the option to raise hand. So depending on what program you are on when you're here live with us, it can be under the reactions to raise hand. You could go and click on participants, and there's 3 little dots there that would allow you to raise your hand. And we want to make sure that you get the information that you need for yourself or a loved one. Now, if somebody shared this program with you and you would like to get more information on how to order, make sure that you get back with them, because they cared enough to share this program with you, care enough and have gratitude for them by getting back to them, because they probably have their own special way of ordering, and we want to make sure that you take advantage of their ordering process. Now, Ask Doc Live is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. But this is a safe place. There is no solicitation or self-promotion of any kind. If we do see this, and I hate to say this, but if we do see that there's any type of self-promotion, then you will be removed from the meeting, okay? Our co-hosts are beautiful people, but they want to maintain the integrity of this show, as do I, and the information that is shared. Now, make sure that your chat is turned on, and you'll be able to see the information that's being shared by them that will allow you to be able to know how to spell different things that Dr. Wallach is mentioning. If you were not referred to this program by somebody specific and you found our show or our replay all on your own, we invite you to go to AskDocLive.com. Now, we have a store there, and if you would like some assistance in finding out what specifically would be the most beneficial to you based on you as an individual, use the Contact Us option, and one of our certified holistic health coaches will get back with you with an evaluation and a free 15-minute consultation. But the person that shared this program with you, I'm sure they have the opportunity to do that with you and somebody that you know and trust. Now, the content of this program is to provide educational information only. Like I said, it's not to take the place of your primary care physician. Our food supplies around the world are null and void and empty of the nutrition that our body needs. It does not have what we need to thrive, and most of us were barely surviving. So in this program, we will be sharing nutritional options that are available to fill those gaps through supplementation in the form that the body can readily absorb and utilize. So the FDA requires us to let you know that our products are not meant to treat, prevent, diagnose, or cure any diseases. Our good doctor, Dr. Joel Wallach, has been instrumental in suing the FDA with 9 victories. And these victories have all led to the addition of vital nutrients added to foods, allowing the distribution of information provided and proven by science to be factual with the essential needs of what the body needs to fight against disease. We also bring good news. So for those of you who were like me, told that you have a genetic condition that you're going to just have to deal with, well, guess what? There's a science that has proven that to be incorrect, and it's called epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way that your genes work. And with epigenetics, you are an empowered individual and you have the options to take control of your health journey. We invite you to feel the difference and the options that are shared in this program. Any testimonials on this program are voluntarily presented. We don't know when people are going to come on and share, but they are the testimonies of the individuals that have been using the products that Dr. Wallach has mentioned. Now, the best honor of all, and the reason why we have this program, is we have one of the founding fathers of that science of epigenetics, who is here to share the best options in helping us to regain, maintain, or obtain, put that in the wrong order, forgive me, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome, Dr. Wallach, to Ask Doc Live. Oh,
Thank
my
you.
name is Rebecca Kozak. Sorry. My name is Rebecca Deeks Kozak. I am joined with my co-hosts, Nasima Omar, Ruth Ellen Sanchez, John T. McCollier, Dr. Judy Reynolds, and Heather Bowen. And I thank you very much all for being part of this crew. Go ahead, Dr. Wallach. Welcome.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for such a kind introduction and so forth. And don't forget, we do have, as you pointed out, epigenetics. Okay, again, I'm one of the founding fathers of the science, which replaces genetics. Epigenetics replaces genetics. As you point out, there are no genetically transmitted diseases. There are no autoimmune diseases. That freaks everybody out. But my doctor says, well, your doctor's not trained properly, okay? You shouldn't be too surprised. I'm going to start back, way back in history, 3,500 years ago, when the Old Testament was written. And the Old Testament, tells the story of the Hebrew people and Moses and the 10 Commandments and so forth. And the Passover, where the Pharaoh was really worried about the Hebrews because they were growing so much in numbers, and he was afraid they were going to take over Egypt. So he decreed that all newborn Hebrew boys should be killed. You couldn't let them live a week. They had to be killed. And Moses's mother said, well, I'm not going to let that happen to my son. So she puts him in a basket and puts him out in the Nile River, hoping somebody would find him. It so happens that one of the daughters of Pharaoh finds him, okay, and raises him as her child. And he was raised as an Egyptian. He didn't know he was a Hebrew. And he's doing all the things that he was taught to do. And he spoke the Egyptian language and so forth. And then he learned that he was a Hebrew. Somehow he learned that he was a Hebrew. I guess his mother was getting sick and so forth, told him the story. And one of the guards there at the palace killed a Hebrew slave. And so Moses went over and killed that guard. He was so angry, he killed the guard and had to flee. Okay. And then he said, I'm just going to get the Pharaoh to release all the Hebrew slaves. So he said, okay, let my people go. That's where that came from. And of course, the Pharaoh said, we got to kill all these firstborn Hebrews. Okay. And so again, the angel of death was going to come over and kill all the firstborn male babies in Egypt, including the Egyptians and the Hebrews. And so the angel of death came over and said, okay, you Hebrews, put blood of a lamb on the door jamb. So when my cohorts here, the other angels of death, come over and kill the firstborn males, they'll pass over these houses with the lamb's blood on the door jamb. We'll know they're Hebrews. And that's where the holiday Passover came from. Now I'm bringing that up, okay, as you'll see in a moment, why I'm bringing that up. And then 1,000 years later, almost 1,500 years later, another Hebrew boy was born by the name of Jesus. And he was raised as a Hebrew. He was a Hebrew. And let's see here. Oh, and you know, he was preaching and passing on the story and so forth. And he was actually going to Jerusalem for the Passover. It was an annual holiday, you know, because of the angel of death passing over, because they had the sheep's blood on the door jamb. So it became a big holiday for the Hebrews. And so he went to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover, because I wondered, why was Jesus, what was he doing in Jerusalem? He went to celebrate Passover, and he was preaching against the Romans, okay, who were really as bad as the old Egyptian had been, okay, and the Romans in Jerusalem and Judea. And so he was preaching against them, and that scared the other Hebrews. And they said, you know, this Jesus guy is going to bring the Romans down on us because of his anti-Roman preaching. So the Hebrews arrested Jesus. They tried him and found him guilty of sedition, took him to Pontius Pilate, who was the governor of Judea, and said, you know, punish him. We found him guilty of saying bad things against the Romans. And so then Pontius Pilate said, okay, we'll crucify him. And then, you know the story, 3 days after he was crucified and killed by the Roman soldiers, they actually had a sign that they put on his crown when he was on the cross, said, the King of the Jews, okay? Because he was so famous as a Hebrew historian and a Hebrew teacher and a Hebrew passionate lecturer, okay? And so they again crucified him and put him in this cave and rolled the block in front of it. And then 3 days later, he was resurrected. He came back alive, okay? And so this started the whole thing. And of course, the New Testament was written, tell the story of the Son of God, okay? That's how that happened. Now, I want you to think about this. We are in the same process now, okay? I want you to think, this is Vladimir Zelensky, you know, who is the president of the Ukraine. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Well, I believe he's a good guy. And so why is it then that Putin wants to take over the Ukraine? Because they have so much oil. That's why he wants to take over the Ukraine, okay? And so, is Vladimir Putin, is he like the Pharaoh during the time of Moses? Is he like Pontius Pilate during the time of Jesus? Okay, so Putin is there for a financial reason. He wants the oil in Ukraine, okay? And so is Zelensky, is he like Moses? Is he like Jesus? What's going on here? Now, we have all these plagues. We have the pandemic from the COVID-19, and we have kind of hidden plagues. One that just freaked me out, and we talked about this a week ago or so, and Rebecca's been working really hard making a great CD and DVD out of this, so we're going to have those available to everybody here pretty soon. I'm very excited about that. Where our population in the United States, we spend $85 billion a year. I'm going to repeat that. We spend $85 billion a year. The US government put out this information just about a week or 10 days ago. We spend $85 billion a year in health insurance expenditure for treating the symptoms of a disease called MS, multiple sclerosis. Okay, is that one of the plagues? What about the drugs? Is that one of the plagues? What about our COVID-19? We have the most people killed by COVID-19 of any country in the world, 1,018,000. Okay, the next is 622 million, about half of our number dead in India, which has the third largest population in the world. Okay, and so we have 5 times, okay, the number of dead than they do. So what's going on here? Why are we being punished so much? And so this, you know, is this a repeat of these biblical stories from 3,500 years ago, from 2,000 years ago? Is this a repeat of that same cycle? Is the same history repeating itself? We'll find out one of these days, but certainly these are big issues. And so we do have information available. I spent a lot of time when that information came out, $85 billion for just treating the symptoms of MS, $85 billion each year. we have 440,000 people with a written medical diagnosis, okay, of MS, multiple sclerosis. Now there's probably triple that many who aren't diagnosed, they're just treating the symptoms, okay? And that's not even included in the $85 billion because it's not a diagnosis. They're just treating the symptoms, which is very scary. So I do want people to think about that. I want you to get a hold of the book. It's all in your head. And this new CD coming out that Rebecca's been working very hard on, okay? And so this CD is going to have the same title. It's all in your head, all right? And it's going to be kind of a companion to this book. It's all in your head. And when you read the number of diseases that are attributed to osteoporosis of the skull, and doctors never talk about osteoporosis of the skull. They say, oh, you have osteoporosis in your hip or your legs or your back. That's it. They never say anything about osteoporosis of the skull. And I'm getting all these questions from people, and I started looking up these symptoms. What is causing these symptoms? It turns out it's osteoporosis of the skull. Atrial fibrillation, that's not a heart disease. It's actually caused by the skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Okay, it's not a respiratory disease. It's the skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. Reflux, bloating, diarrhea, gastroparesis. This is, again, the skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. Hiccups, the recurrent branch of the 10th cranial nerve affecting the diaphragm. It's caused by squeezing by the skull. Bell's palsy, the 7th cranial nerve. Okay, the facial nerve is being squeezed. And then we have ONA, optic nerve atrophy. The skull is squeezing the optic nerve, the optic vein, and the optic artery, causing all these problems. And doctors want to do eye surgeries and give you drugs and everything. It's just osteoporosis of the skull. Dysphagia, where you have trouble swallowing. You collect mucus in your throat and you're coughing all the time from mucus collecting in your throat. Your voice changes, okay? This is called dysphagia. It's the 9th cranial nerve being squeezed. Vertigo is the vestibular branch of the 8th cranial nerve being squeezed. Meniere's disease, okay? That's another version of the vertigo, okay? And then tinnitus, ringing in the ears. That's the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve being squeezed. Paget's disease. Paget's is when your skull goes from being a 1/4 of an inch thick, which is normal, to 1 inch to 2 inches thick. And so these tunnels that the 12 pairs of cranial nerves and the spinal cord come through to go out and do their thing, the internal diameter of that tunnel is reduced by 50 to 75%, putting a squeezing job on the nerves and the spinal cord. And so when you have peripheral neuropathies, okay, when you have peripheral neuropathies, spinal cord paralysis, you have numbness, tingling, all kinds of stuff going on in your legs and your hips and your arms and your back. You get up 10 times a night to go urinate. Why is that? Oh, it's a prostate problem. Well, what if it's a girl getting up 5 times a night to urinate? She doesn't have a prostate gland. No, it's those nerves being squeezed to control the bladder, okay? And so I got all that figured out and put into this little book. It's all in your head. And this is stuff that Rebecca and I covered in this interview she did with me, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks ago. And it's one of those things where this is gonna be a great companion set. It's all in your head, the book and the CD, and it'll be maybe a DVD with it. If I brush my teeth and everything, so it looks okay on the DVD, but certainly it'll be a CD. And thank you so much, Rebecca, for doing such a great job. It's one of those things where this is going to save so many people. We're talking $85 billion a year, 400,000 people with diagnosed MS, and they're just treating the symptoms. And then we have kind of a general set. It's called The Truth About Nutrition. It's the book, Truth About Nutrition. It's the book, a CD, and a DVD. We don't sell them separately. You cannot buy the CD separately. You cannot buy the DVD separately. You cannot buy the book separately. You got to buy the set. And that's the way it's going to be here for It's All in Your Head. You have to buy the set, okay? And then, of course, we've got the book Epigenetics, the book and the CD. You don't have to buy that one by the set. You can get the CD or you can get the book. And then also you can find out what's going on here. Why are people having these problems? We have the book. It's called Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, because gluten, one thing that well, I shouldn't say that. One of the many things that doctors don't say about MS, multiple sclerosis, is everyone with multiple sclerosis, MS, has celiac disease. There you go. That was a 3-year study with me and 3 professional chefs in Canada, 300 pages of gluten-free and fried food free cooking. It blows everybody's mind. you know, these things go all over the world. I'm going to have to translate it into many, many languages now because so many people from foreign countries are wanting to buy this book. But at any rate, I'm very excited about this because we can save so many people by getting them the information and, of course, the recipe of what products to use to get rid of osteoporosis of the skull and get rid of MS, multiple sclerosis. Is the recipe is already in the book. It includes, of course, getting rid of the bad foods. And that's why we came up with the book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, so you can get off the gluten, so you won't get celiac disease, so you won't get irritable bowel syndrome, so you won't get Crohn's disease, so you won't get diverticulitis. All those are just gluten damaging the intestines, and your lining your intestines should look like a shag rug. The villi make it look like a shag rug, and they increase the absorptive surface of the lining of your intestine by like 95%. But when you eat gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, there are no such things as gluten-free oats. The gluten in oats is called gliadin, so it's just as bad as gluten that's called gluten. But when you eat gluten, those villi go away. Instead of your intestines looking like a shag rug on the inside, they look like, oh, they look like a plastic tube. You've lost 95% of your absorptive surface. So even if you're taking some vitamins and minerals, your absorption, 2% of something is not going to do anything. Okay, when you have a disease like MS or you have osteoporosis of the skull. And so you need the big hammer, I call it. So you need the whole stuff. So you got to get rid of all the bad foods so you can absorb, take the basic program. And of course, then we have secret sauces for diabetes and high blood pressure, for heart issues, we have memory problems. We have secret sauces for all those. And this is where the training comes in. This is where the books come in. And you can actually, contact Rebecca. She'll give out the DVD and the phone numbers and stuff. And you can get a hold of these books and CDs and things through these numbers. And I'm very, very excited about this new stuff coming out. So in a week or so, week or 10 days, we're going to have this complete set now. It's all in your head with the book and the CD and DVD. And of course, we have the set, The Truth About Nutrition. And we've got the book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Food. So you're covered. Just remember, these diseases can all go away. One other issue I'm going to throw in here, which is very passionate for me. We're having all these gender issue fights politically, financially, family-wise, and church-wise, and so forth. These things are not a choice, okay? This is not something that a kid, wakes up when they're 12 years old and says, well, I know I'm biologically a boy, but I don't want to be a girl. I'm biologically a girl and I want to be a boy. No, it doesn't happen that way. It happens in animals just like it does in people. And in cattle, when you have a female who thinks she's a male, they call it, let's see here, free martin. They're called free martins. You can ask any farmer what a free martin is. They said, oh, they're a very expensive cow because they don't want to be with boys. And so you have to artificially inseminate them and all that kind of stuff. And if they're not a good mama, you just send them to the market. And then, of course, the males, when they go through the same thing, and they are males, a biological male, a bull, but they think they're a female, they think they're a cow. What do you call them? The free martins are the ones that are mixed up when they're female. What do you call the males that are mixed up? They're cattle. You call them veal. They just send them to the market and kill them and butcher them, okay? They just call them veal. And so this is very exciting. We're in a time where we can solve all these problems. We have the science, we have the approach. There are no genetically formed diseases. There are no autoimmune diseases. My thesis, which is in the Smithsonian Institute, is a national treasure. 20,000 autopsies, $25 million grant from NIH. Okay, Washington University and the Center for the Biology of Natural Systems in St. Louis, Barnes Hospital, St. Louis. And this book, okay, 5,000, my thesis was 5,000 pages, 20,000 autopsies, okay? It's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. And I have people who go there just, okay, we're gonna check Wallach out. And they go there and they call me and said, Wallach, we went to the Smithsonian Institute and we have to go with a guard, okay, to look at that book because it sells retail for $25,000 each. And you can go online, you can go to Siri and ask for that book. And, you can find them beat up and run over by a truck and peed on by a dog and that kind of stuff. And they'll sell them to you for $1,500 to $4,000. If they're in fair shape, they'll sell them for $4,000 to $6,000. If they're in good shape, they'll sell them from $6,000 to $10,000. But after that, The brand new ones in the box, still unopened, are $25,000 to $35,000 each. W.B. Saunders, the biggest publishing house for medical textbooks, had they bought the rights to publish that thesis, and they published 90,000 copies, sold them for $25,000 each in 90 days. Okay, it was crazy because it changed all of science in the world, all the history of science in the world. So I was very, very proud of that. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Rebecca. We are going to save so many people now with all this new information. I'm so excited and can't wait to put this set together and get it out there. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome, Dr. Wallach. I'm excited as well. It's coming together nicely. And, you know, just folks, health is simple. Dr. Wallach has done all the work. All we have to do is take this knowledge and implement it into our own lives and thrive from it. So I know that's what I did. And I hadn't even heard about you, Dr. Wallach, until I found you 7 years ago last month. And life has never, I would never go back to the way I used to.
Yeah, well, you had 4 or 5 problems that were disabling.
I made a list and there was actually 13 or 17.
Oh my gosh.
So, and now?
Zippo.
Triple lot. Let's go. Wow. Triple lot. So I am so thankful for that, Dr. Wallach. And it is my honor to be able to host you on Friday for all of the things that you have done for me. I feel great joy in being able to share you with the world. So everybody, thank you so much for being on with us on Ask Doc Live, and share this program with those you love. The information that is being shared here is something that needs to be available to everybody and not kept to ourselves. Because like I said, health is simple. We complicate it. Commercials complicate it. The food industry complicates it. The FDA complicates it. Big Pharma complicates it. They want you to be dependent upon what they have when your body has within it the ability to thrive without chemicals, but it does take nutrition. And that is something that we will be sharing with you on this program of Ask Doc Live. Now, again, if somebody shared this program with you, get back with them in how they are able to help you get the products that you need. Dr. Wallach, let's go ahead and move right in. We have a few hands up. I have emails galore, including from hands that are up. So I want to make sure that we use this program to help them get the information that they need.
Okay, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. So our first hand up is Scott. Scott, thank you so much for having your camera on and being ready. Let me ask you to unmute yourself. Hold on just a moment. Go ahead and unmute.
Okay.
And share with us your questions about your wife that you have today.
Okay. Hi, Doc. How are you doing today?
Oh, okay, Scott. Thank you. What's going on with your wife?
My wife has osteoarthritis throughout her spine and hips. It's at kind of medium stage. She's 69 years old, 5 foot 8 inches, 155 pounds. And she's on some of your products. She's on the Tangy Tangerine tablets. She's on the glucogel, and I don't think she's on the MSM tablets. I just want to get it reversed because I don't want to have to, I don't want her to suffer.
Okay, well, let's go there. Well, first of all, you say she's on the BTT tablets?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's as good as the powder.
No, it's not an equivalent.
Okay.
The BTT 2.0 tablets are an anti-inflammatory and relieve inflammation and pain.
Okay.
Okay, but they're not nutrition.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The BTT 2.0 powder has 215 nutrients in it. Is there a difference between 215 nutrients and 0 nutrients?
Okay.
Okay, so
wow.
Yeah, so at 155 pounds, your wife, the most economical way to do this is 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. She's gonna get 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day. Then she needs 2 bottles a month of our MSM, okay? And the MSM is designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself, osteoporosis of the skull. Because if she has osteoporosis of her legs and her hip, guess what? She's got osteoporosis of the skull also. You don't just get osteoporosis in one joint.
Right.
And so doctors really miss the boat badly there, okay? And so then she also needs vitamin D3. Okay, I don't care if you live in Florida. I don't care if you live in Texas. I don't care where you live. But most adults, when they go out in the sun, they're watching their kids and grandkids take their shirts off and run around in the sun. They're sitting in the shade.
Right.
Okay. And so they need to have vitamin D3. So does your wife, 3 twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. And then, does she have any other issues, any high blood pressure or diabetes?
No diabetes, no high blood pressure.
Okay, good. Okay, she can continue to take the BTT tablets if you want, because again, they're anti-inflammatory. They help relieve pain and inflammation. And so they're an asset that way. Okay. And then got to stay away from all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. You got to do the same thing so you don't cross-contaminate her in the bed and the couch.
Well, I'm off gluten, but I haven't convinced her that gluten, she needs some other way to convince her that gluten's bad for her, because she doesn't have a reaction. She went off gluten for a few months and didn't have any reaction to it, and or didn't have any change. And I need something I could show her that would convince her that gluten is. I'm off gluten, but I need something to convince her that the gluten is bad.
Yeah, well, you need to get a hold of Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods.
Okay.
It goes into the story of gluten, and of course the truth about nutrition, because it doesn't matter. Okay, for instance, you can't just put dirt from Texas in your car.
Right.
In the oil pan, you got to put oil in there. You can't just put dirt from Texas in the gasoline tank. You got to put gasoline in there. So if you're just eating food and staying away from gluten and not taking the 90, she's still in trouble. You got to take the 90 and get rid of the gluten to repair. The 90's got to repair the damage that's been created after. You say she's 69 years old, so she's been eating gluten for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
You think 2 days gluten-free is going to solve her problem? No, it's going to take her.
Have the nutrients too. I get the nutrients. See, I thought the Tangy Tangerine tablets was just a tablet form of Tangy Tangerine.
No. Why they gave it the same name, I don't know, but that was a big mistake, because I shouldn't say everybody, but many people make that mistake. Oh, I just find it more convenient just to take the tablets instead of the powder. I don't have to mix it up. Well, then, again, you're just putting dirt from Texas in your car instead of gasoline and oil.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 2 healthy brain and heart packs, MSM and D3.
And don't forget, I also throw in the collagen peptides that'll rebuild the bone matrix in her skull, in her hip, all her joints in her body. It's collagen peptides that comes in a canister. It's actually the collagen, the cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, and bones from fish, poultry, sheep, and beef. I take one of those scoops for breakfast every morning in my drink. I put a scoop of that in my dinner drink at night, and I only weigh 142 pounds. And so I've been doing that since we came out with those products years ago.
Okay. Collagen peptides. She has trouble with some of the flavors. I tried to put her on.
There's no flavor to it. It's just
got it. Okay.
Now you have to appreciate that you guys may be old enough. Do you remember bone broth?
Yeah, I remember bone broth. You cook the bones so you get the broth going.
Yeah, you put the bone, your chicken bones and fish bones and beef bones and sheep bones and pork bones and stuff like that. You put them in some vinegar water on the wood stove at night, and they simmer all night. And then everybody would fight who's going to get the broth in the morning, because you knew it made your joints feel good and everything.
Yeah,
you're getting all those nutrients out of the bones. When we went to electricity, there was no more wood stoves. And so people stopped making bone broth. Well, this collagen peptides is the equivalent of and the replacement for bone broth.
Interesting. Huh. Wow. You had a lot of stuff. Let's see. Any other questions? I don't think so. Doc, thanks for your time. I appreciate what you do.
Well, call us every couple of weeks and let us know how wifey's doing, okay?
I will. And so I just got to convince her to get off the gluten, but be getting off the gluten, and that's what happened. And it didn't do anything because she didn't have the full nutrients to back it up.
There you go.
Okay, makes sense. And Rebecca, thanks for what you do too.
You're very welcome, Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, Rebecca's one of those angels of God. Got to give her all the recognition we can.
Well, I don't look for the recognition, Dr. Wallach, but
I know
thank you
don't.
so much. Let's go to the next hand that is up, Dr. Wallach. And June, go ahead and let me ask to unmute yourself, please.
Hello, is June?
June, yes, ma'am. Yes, I think, can you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. How can we help you?
Hi. How are you? I have this. I have ringing in the ears. I have burning mouth syndrome. I have joints that are really aching all over. They said I had fibromyalgia. And I get tired really quick. And I was just wondering what.
Okay. Do you have any vertigo or dizziness?
Last week I had a couple dizzy spells because I thought it was allergies, you know.
So you have tinnitus, ringing in the ears, vertigo. Did you ever get Bell's palsy or hiccups or anything like that? Or
No.
Okay. Are you losing vision? Are you gradually losing vision?
No.
Oh, do you ever get hiccups?
Sometimes.
Okay. Let's see here. Do you have any voice change or swallowing problems or anything like that?
The allergies are causing my voice to lower a little bit, and I do take use a CPAP at night now.
Okay. Okay. All right. How many nutrients are in a CPAP?
I don't know.
None. It's a machine. Okay. And so basically you have all these are nutritional deficiencies. Okay. And so you have to get rid of all the bad stuff. You have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay. Did you ever get Bell's palsy or trigeminal neuralgia or anything like that? Any regular heartbeat?
Yes, I do have a regular heartbeat occasionally. They said it was my prolapse.
Okay. So they gave it mitral valve. They didn't say it was AFib or tachycardia or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. But you have a heart issue once in a while. So yeah. So you need to, how old are you, June?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm 65 and I weigh 155 pounds.
How tall are you?
5'4". It's hard for me to lose weight.
No, it's easy. Okay, 5'4", I'd like to see a woman, 130, so you may be 25 pounds overweight. So what I need you to do is get our keto shake. We don't have the bars anymore because of the supply train killed that company. Okay, so, or the supply crane or chain or whatever it is, mix up killed that company. So we do have the keto shake. I think it's strawberry or chocolate. One meal a day is not to add to a meal, it's a meal replacer. Okay. We also have our rebounder sports drink with 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals and 25 vitamins, amino acids. And you can take 2 of those drinks during the same meal you're using with the keto shake, and you'll lose a half pound to 2 pounds a day. So realistically, in 2 to 3 months, you can lose the weight you need to lose. Okay. And so then you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. You need 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 at dinner time. And they're designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone breaks, including the bone marrow, and so forth. Okay. Then you need to also take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that in your morning drink and a scoop of that in your evening drink. I would also take the Beyond Osteo FX, take a serving of that with your breakfast drink and your dinner drink. So you'll need 2, we have it in the liquid. You could take 2 ounces a day, 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner time. It'd be 2 quarts a month. So you could do it with the powder. Okay, it'd be 1 scoop at breakfast, 1 scoop at dinner, whichever way you take it. And with the heart, I would go ahead. What's going to happen here is your heart is going to tone up. When you have mitral valve prolapse, you have to appreciate the valves in your heart are made from connective tissue. So you're going to get benefit from the collagen peptides and the MSM for your heart valves. When the heart dilates, the valves separate, and so they don't do their work. Now, once you tone up the heart muscle, those valves go back together and are doing their job again. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they're made out of the same tissue that tendons and ligaments are made out of. So they don't expand or contract. They just are what they are. Okay. And so we help so many people with mitral valve prolapse and AFib and tachycardia and bradycardia and all those kind of things because they're just simple nutritional deficiencies. So give us a call every couple of weeks because you are going to have a great story. You're going to have a story just like Rebecca has. You're going to have a great story. And so let's see here. You have blonde hair. Do you color your hair at all? Do you have any gray hair?
Yes, I color it.
Okay. Now, the reason I ask that, white, gray, and silver hair has nothing to do with aging. Has nothing to do with aging. It's due to a particular nutritional deficiency. And that way I can find out if you have that nutritional deficiency without having to do laboratory tests. So I know in 3 seconds whether you have that deficiency as opposed to going to get a blood test and a hair analysis and waiting 2 weeks and all that kind of stuff. So instantly I know that you have that nutrient deficiency. That's why I ask about the hair color. Okay, so what's going to happen here is you do what we say. Within weeks, your hair color is going to start coming back. The new roots are going to be your normal color. So within 60 to 90 days, you're going to look like a 18-year-old again. And people are say, what are you doing here, June? You're looking great. You look so young. What are you doing? Well, you just don't tell them. Just smile and say, well, if you're nice and buy me dinner, I'll tell you. And you get them going on the program. Okay.
Hey, thank you.
You bet. Thank you, dear.
Have a good day. Thanks.
Call us every couple of weeks. Give us an update.
Hey.
Thank you, June. Now, Dr. Wallach, I think everybody deserves to know about what we are doing to have vibrant health. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I'm like, normally you like respond right away and I'm like not seeing my little microphone go up. It's like panic. But anyways, so lots of hands and questions coming up today, Dr. Wallach. And let's go to the first one that came up that is in the chat here.
Okay.
And actually, I see his hand is up. So let's go over to, well, I think Nisha's hand was up before Eric. So let's go ahead and go over to Nisha. Nisha, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Nisha. How can we help you?
Hi. I was on your show like earlier in the month of April. And you said, I guess, come back every couple of weeks. So I wanted to say I didn't get the Healthy Brain and Body Pack yet because I guess it's on back order. But just with the collagen peptide, the MSM, and the I'm still taking the glucogel. You didn't say so, but I already bought it. So I have had almost had no pain in my hip. But I wanted to know how I can completely alleviate that and how long I'm supposed to take these supplements.
Okay, that's a good question. How old are you, Nisha, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 31 and I'm 193.
Okay, let's see here. How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. Do you have any other issues? High blood pressure, diabetes?
No.
And what issues did you have beside the hips?
It was only one hip, and then they told me I had TMJ and 11% scoliosis. And I think that's it.
Okay, well, if you had TMJ, of course, that's osteoporosis of the skull because your jaw and your upper facial bones are part of the skull. And so when you have anything going on above the neck, okay, it's osteoporosis of the skull. And there's a lot of things going on down in your legs and hips. How many times a night do you wake up to go urinate?
Most nights, just one, maybe two.
Okay, 1 or 2. Okay, you should be able to go the whole night without having to get up in the middle of the night to urinate.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a prostate gland?
No, I'm female.
That's right. So that's why I'm asking. So yeah, doctors, when they get a guy who gets up 1 or 2 or 3 times a night to go urinate, they say, oh, you have a prostate problem. Let's do a biopsy, see if you have prostate cancer, blah, blah, blah. And doctors get to send their kids to college, okay, by doing all that kind of stuff. But when you have a female has the same problem, what do doctors scratch their head? They can't figure out why you have the same symptoms as a guy, which they think has a prostate problem, because women don't have prostates. Well, that's because you have the nerves being squeezed in the skull and in the upper spinal cord, which control the urinary bladder. And when you're up during the day, you're in a position where those nerves are not being squeezed. But when you lay down at night, suddenly now those nerves are being squeezed because of the different posture, okay? And that's what causes you to have to get up at night to go urinate. So here we go. At 5'7" for a lady, I'd like to see you weigh 150, 160. So you need to lose 30, 40 pounds. I want you to get one keto shake. Again, strawberry or chocolate. It is not an add-on, it's a meal replacer. The keto shake is a meal replacer, okay? And hello? Somebody keeps interrupting.
It's me. I purchased the keto shake last time, but it doesn't keep me full. It says whey protein, but it's not keeping me full.
Okay, stop. Okay, in addition to the keto shake, you also need a rebound or sports drink with 100 nutrients in it. Drink the sports drink with it. It's a meal replacer. Okay, now when you take those 100 nutrients, you get rid of the behavior called pica, P-I-C-A, pica. You just want to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. I just ate. Why am I still hungry? Well, that's because you're missing a couple of nutrients, which cause you to have the behavior called pica. And so you're describing it perfectly. You're doing everything right, but you're still hungry. Okay, well, that's because you're missing the nutrients because you're not getting the 2 healthy brain and heart packs. So what I would do right now on the short term is go ahead and order the Ultimate Daily Tablets. They're big yellow tablets, multiples. They're a big bottle. You could take 3 twice a day. 1 bottle a month will do that for you. The Ultimate Daily Tablets. They will, for a short term, take the place of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. But as soon as they come back out, keep checking every couple of days when they're out, get the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack because it has 215 nutrients in it. Whereas the Ultimate Dailies, they're not bad, but they have about a third of the nutrients. Okay, they were our first multiple going back 50 years ago. Okay, and so, but I think we should have some plenty of those. Okay, so you need some nutrition here to get rid of this craving called pica. Okay, and so you'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day, but don't forget, just again for our listeners, you need 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, a full dose, everything twice a day. You need the MSM. Take 3 of those twice a day. Oh no, 193 pounds, you take three times, maybe 2 bottles a month, the MSM. That's gonna deal with the TMJ, osteoporosis of the skull, scoliosis, where your spine is crooked, your hips are bothering you. You have a lot of stuff going on in your skeletal system, which means you have severe broad-based mineral deficiencies. So we gotta go that direction. And you could also throw into your drink the collagen peptides, a scoop of that in your morning drink, a scoop of that in your evening drink. Don't forget the Beyond OsteoFX. You could take a scoop of that with breakfast, a scoop of that with dinner. I do in my drink and so forth. I only weigh 142. And that's going to help you lose the weight because your pica symptoms are going to go away. Your craving, you say you eat all this stuff and you're still hungry. Okay, well, that's because you're missing nutrients. You're not missing calories, you're missing nutrients. Your body's giving you sort of partial information saying, eat, because I need this stuff. Well, the body's looking for the minerals is why it's telling you to eat, okay? Call us every couple of weeks. And Niche, we are going to do great things together. You're going to have a great story. You are going to help so many people with your story. So please do call us.
Okay, and also, how long am I to be taking this?
Okay, good. How long do you need oxygen, Niche? How long do you need water? How long do you need water?
All the time.
How long do you need the 90 essential nutrients? You cannot get it from your food. This old junk about, just eat well, you get everything you need. Just eat the 5 or the 4 food groups and the 7 food group pyramid, get everything you need. Any doctor who says that today should be put in jail and their license taken away. You cannot get everything you need. Nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. They occur in veins like gold and silver, okay? And it's one of those things where the mistake is that people say, well, I'm eating well. Well, that's not good enough because plants only need 3 minerals. You need 60. And you could be 57 minerals short just by, quote, eating well, unquote. So any doctor who says, don't waste your money on the essential factors, I call them, don't waste your money on the essential factors. Don't take those 215 nutrients like Wallach talks about. just eat your 4 food groups and 7 food group pyramid, and you'll have everything you need. They should have their licenses taken away and they should be put in jail for life. Okay. All right. Okay, back to you, Rebecca.
All right. Thank you, Nishay. So I want to speak to that just for a few minutes, Dr. Wallach. When you're looking at the body as a whole, you're looking at the cellular level. When you have a condition and you just throw a pharmaceutical at it, it might take the symptoms away, but it's not addressing the underlying cause.
That is correct.
And in many cases, you read those common side effects, you're causing more harm than good. So why not give your body everything that it needs so cells are continually getting what it needs to be healthy as they are recreating those cells?
That is correct. So you get an A+, dear.
Well, Dr. Wallach, like I said, it's simple. And yes, when we are in a state of, what would be a good word? Trauma, breakdown, distress, because our body has been nutrient deficient, then yes, we need more in the beginning. And once we get through those deficiencies, then we go into this maintenance, and where the essential factors are what we put in every day.
Well, we're supposed to have the greatest healthcare system in the world, yet when you look at the 50 countries that are considered the industrialized nations, okay, we rank 45th when it comes to life expectancy. We only live to be 75, okay? Countries like Japan, they live to be 84.7. They live 10 years longer than we do. It's not a genetic thing. It's not a racial thing. It's a dietary thing. They live on rice. Okay, they live on rice and seaweed and sweet potatoes and that kind of stuff. And we live on gluten, you know, following the European background, whether it's the British, the Spanish, the Dutch, the French, Italians, gluten, 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 gluten. Okay, and so this is why we have such trouble. And you can gain 25 to 50 healthy years. We actually have a book called Immortality, because people were saying, well, how come all these other people, you know, live so long, don't have our problems? Is it a genetic thing? What is it? Okay, well, it's actually just a dietary thing. So I spent, I don't know, about 5 years digging that up, you know, going all over the world and actually lecturing. But at the same time, I'm going to each country's database and finding out what I could about their longevity and what they do and what they eat and what they don't eat. There was a movie and a book come out in 1933 called Lost Horizon by James Hilton, who was an investigative reporter for the New York Times. And there was a Chinese doctor by the name of Dr. Lee going between Pakistan and China, back and forth, and he's claiming he's over 200 years old and he's adding many healthful years to people's lives. And James Hilton spent a year following this guy and talking to all the people he was treating and how they got better and this, that, and the other. And he wrote the book, Lost Horizon, became a movie about a year later after it came out in 1933. And it's just a shocker. It goes into all the stuff these people do and all the stuff these people don't do. Okay, and he documented it very well because he was a reporter. Okay, and so that was really cool. Well, the book Immortality goes into the same thing, but all these countries that have long lives, what it is they do, and what they avoid, what their cultures avoid, and what it is their cultures proactively do, okay? And the countries that still have wood stoves and fireplaces and fire pits, they do very well because wood ashes are like 95 to 90% minerals and 2 or 3% carbon. And we used to put them into our gardens for fertilizer. We used to put them into our food as a, it jazzed up the food's taste, you know, as a condiment, but also it made you feel better because of all the minerals that was in the wood ashes. But at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, on Pearl Street in New York City, on the bluff overlooking the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, Thomas Edison pulled the switch on the first commercial electric generating plant. And then 18 years later, in 1900, just about everybody in America was getting obese. They're gaining 15, 20 pounds a year. It was awful. When you look at America back then in 1900, everybody was obese. And so they go to their doctor and say, what do? I have to buy new clothes every 6 months. I can't afford it. I'm not eating that much, but I'm just gaining weight. The doctor said, that's because you're eating too much animal fat. Stop eating animal fat, eat more whole grains, eat more wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And he put them all on gluten. And within 20 years, we had 45 new diseases nobody had ever seen before. And guess what? Doctors called them all genetically transmitted diseases because your whole family's got them. Well, that's because they're all eating wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That's why the family's got them. It wasn't genetic, it was a dietary thing. Same way with the Black community. Why is it they have the shortest lifespan in America? Why is it they have more diseases in America than anybody else? It's not a racial thing. It's a dietary thing. And I actually came out with a book. It's called Black Gene Lies. Black Gene Lies is working with Martin Luther King Jr. and Martin Luther King III and so forth. And this book, actually Pastor Creflo Dollar from Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, this book is crazy because it goes into all the diseases said to be genetic in the Black community, which are not just simple nutritional deficiency disease. And you know, we sell a lot of those books, Black Gene Lies. I was surprised that BLM, Black Lives Matter, they should have been buying truckloads of those books. There you go. There you go. You got a good library there, girl. Okay.
I do,
yeah.
And I have Immortalia somewhere,
yeah.
and I'm like,
it's probably on the table near your bed.
It is downstairs.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, thank you for showing that up. And so yeah, everybody in the BLM thing, Black Lives Matter, should be giving that book, Black Gene Lies, to their family. They can add 25 to 50 healthful years to their life just for the price of a book, a one-time expenditure for the price of the book. I just, it blows my mind. You know, people aren't thinking in those terms. You know, they want the government to give them something or something like that. The government's not going to do it. The government's ignorant. Over to you.
Well, Dr. Wallach, do we want to take one more, or we're 3 minutes to the top of the hour? Let's take it.
Let's take one more real quick.
All right, let's go to Eric. Go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Thank you. How can we help you, sir?
Long-time listener to you. I get your email every day with you, Pharmacist Ben. You guys are on point. I don't have really any serious medical issues until last week. I got a cancer diagnosis. The only other medication I took before that was Imitrex 50 milligrams for periodic migraines that came in clusters most of the time. But other than that, I take I take vitamin E, I take an A, I take 1,000 milligrams of C. I do the supplementing that you recommend. Then I get this cancer diagnosis. I had my PSA numbers went from 2.9 in July of 19 to 4.1 in October of 20. And then they went to 5.1 in February of 22. They didn't want to, they said I'm too young and whatever. I went to an oncologist in 21 and he said to do a MRI with contrast. COVID hit. I didn't go back. 22, I see this other guy and he tells me, you know, you're too young, all that. I told him my uncle, my dad's brother, had a radical prostate removal because of his just onset prostate issue.
Okay. Let's stop there. How much do you weigh and how old are you, sir?
I'm 53. I turned 54 in July. I'm 225 pounds and I'm 6'3".
Okay. All right. And so you don't look overweight, and you know, 6'3", 225 is about right. Okay, 54 years old. Do you have any other issues? Do you have any high blood pressure, diabetes, joint problems?
I don't. I'm basically, my blood pressure is 115 over 70, 65. It's gone up. It used to be 100 over 60. My blood sugar is right around 90. I don't have arthritis. I do.
Okay.
I like you said, don't eat the wheat, rye, ran, or barley. Once I heard that, I completely subscribed to that, and I try to avoid it. You know, sometimes it's hard.
Okay, so let's see here. I also want to know, do you have any gray, white, or silver hair? Are you coloring your hair or wearing a toupee?
No, I don't color my hair. In my beard, it's all gray, but my head, I have none. You might see a couple on the sides, but my beard is all gray.
Okay. And then how many times a night do you get to wake up to go to the bathroom?
It's regular, doctor. It's one if it's not, I don't have that problem where I got to get up every hour or so hours. That's not an issue.
Do you get up once or twice a night?
Yeah, on average.
Yeah. Okay, you shouldn't get up at all at night to urinate. Okay, you should be able to go 6 or 7 hours without urinating when you're sleeping. It's a postural thing, but doctors love to say, okay, you're getting up at night 2 or 3 times, you have a prostate problem. And so they'll want to do a biopsy. Did you get your cancer diagnosis by biopsy or
Yes,
just looking at a picture?
No,
okay.
No, they did a biopsy. They took out 16. My Gleason scores is 6. They said it hasn't spread to the lymph nodes. Of the 16 samples, 4 of them had cancer. 1 of them had 5%, the other 10, then the other 15, the other 20. They said it was basically all around. The doctor said the prostate does need to come out. He can't say how soon. He wants to do what's called an active surveillance with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, here's what we need to do. You already know about the gluten, so you need to really be drop dead gluten-free. No wheat, run around oats. That'll be for, the rest of your life. Everybody in your household, dog, cat, bird, fish, spouse, roommates, everybody's got to be drop dead gluten-free so there's no cross-contamination in the food preparation surfaces, the beds, the laundry, all that kind of stuff. Then you need to be real choosy where you go to eat because of the gluten issue. Then, again, for the rest of our listeners, you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. Full dose, everything twice a day. You need the MSM, 3 of those with each meal. That's 3, 3, and 3. That's 2 bottles a month of the MSM. And they will support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself, which is bone matrix, and let's see, the bone marrow cavity is where your immune system is. That's important. I also want you to have our collagen peptides also for your immune system. Take a scoop of that with your morning drink. Take a scoop of that with your evening drink. I want you to take the killer biotic. It has 7 mushrooms in there, I believe, 7 mushrooms. The most important one is the, let's see here, the mushroom that is famous for dealing with cancer and so forth. Okay. It slipped my mind here for a minute, but it'll come to me. Maybe Rebecca can help me out here. But at any rate, it's a very, very important mushroom when it comes to treating for cancer. And so you can actually go to Siri and look at that mushroom and say, what results do people get by eating this particular mushroom?
The reishi mushroom that you're
the reishi. Thank you. The reishi mushroom. Thank you. The reishi. Thank you so much, dear. Yeah, the reishi mushroom. It's in our killer biotic. Take 3 of those at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. That'll be 3 bottles a month. They're tiny little bottles. Okay. And so there's 7 or 8 other mushrooms in there along with that reishi mushroom. And go ahead and take 3 of those 3 times a day. But do yourself a favor. Ask Siri, what kind of success have they have in treating prostate cancer with reishi mushrooms? Okay, and Siri will give you a lot of research and stuff like that and show you what's going on with the reishi mushroom and prostate cancer. And so go there. Also, you're going to see if you're absorbing the nutrients like you're supposed to, the hair color will come back in your beard. And that'll tell you you're absorbing things. When you have gray beard, gray mustache, gray hair, whether it's armpit hair, chest hair, pubic hair, head hair, doesn't matter. It's not an aging thing. It has to do with nutritional deficiency. So that's why I was asking about hair color. So we don't have to wait for lab tests and that kind of stuff. But do give us a call on a regular basis because you don't want to wait and just observe until it goes into your lymph nodes, and then they can justify doing chemotherapy and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to get that far, okay? So do all the things you can do now to either seriously delay or totally prevent it from going to the next stage. Okay.
I thank you very much, doctor. And
God bless you, sir.
God bless you. Thank you.
All right, Eric, get back with the person that shared this program with you and they'll help you get what Dr. Wallach recommended.
Okay, thank you.
Don't lose hope. Stay positive.
I won't.
Yep.
I won't.
Awesome. That is so important, folks. Because when we get a label and we become that label, and that label is a negative, things go downhill. Our body, our brain, it wants to provide you with the story that you are telling yourself. So change that story that's going to be bright, full of hope, and the body then responds better as well. If you think supplementation is not going to help you, it's not. The body wants to be successful. And if you're telling it it can't do something, it's not going to listen. And I know a lot of people think, well, that's not true. Well, guess what? I am living testament that it is true. And with the supplementation, when I first started, I'm like, I've tried everything, nothing worked. But then I heard Dr. Wallach's message and I kept listening. And I started taking the products. I kept taking the products. And within a short amount of time, I was getting results that gave me a little bit of hope. And that hope just continued and continued. And now I have no restrictions. I'm on no medications. I can enjoy running up and down the stairs without the fear of falling unless there's a dog in my way. So folks, take this information to heart and really consider the fact that it is an investment into your own health that will provide a future that you are able to enjoy. Not
now, Rebecca,
just... Yes.
Rebecca, how many years are you going to stay on this program of these nutrients? When are you going to quit?
It'll be until they put me 6 foot under, Dr. Wallach.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. I'll quit 10 years after I die.
10 years after you die?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have them keep putting that stuff in my coffin.
Well,
who
keep
knows?
sprinkling it over, and you're going to have the most lush grass and flowers and everything blooming, because that's just the person you are, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, well, let's
and
take
I'm
that
gonna
break.
join you. I'm going to join you with
Okay.
that. But right now, let's take a break.
Okay.
So everybody, thank you so much for being here with us on Ask Doc Live. Get up, stretch, get those fluids running through your body, fill your cup. If you have the collagen peptides, like Dr. Wallach said earlier, the plain, it has no taste. I add it to my tea. I add it to some of my other supplements and nutritional hydration drinks. It does not change the flavor. It just adds to the nourishment that I am giving my body all day long. Get back with the person that invited you to this program. And if nobody invited you to this program, feel free to go over to AskDocLive.com, where you can find all of the products that Dr. Wallach is mentioning. But most of all, you can find our replays of our programs, where if you hear something today that really relates to some of the things that you're experiencing and you didn't write down what Dr. Wallach mentioned, you can go to our website, AskDocLive.com, and listen to the replay and write it down there. Get back with the person that shared this program with you, or use the store. We also, for people who have never placed an order, and most importantly, have never spoken to anybody or had any email communication with anybody in regards to the products that Dr. Wallach is sharing today, you can call our call team, 855-949-7234, and they will be more than happy to assist you in getting the products that you need on their way. We will be right back in just a few minutes. All right, thank you, everybody. I hope that you were able to get some hydration. If nothing else, get a little bit of movement, get your body moving. And for those of you who hurt when you move, we really recommend and we invite you to try what Dr. Wallach is recommending today. It has made a world of difference. And Dr. Wallach is back. Dr. Wallach, I have a question here in the chat.
Okay.
And Monica is saying that she wakes up several times at night with dry mouth and sometimes dry eyes to urinate. She's 5'6", 135 pounds, 65 years old, and she's on no prescription drugs.
Well, she's got osteoporosis of the skull, and she's squeezing the nerves, okay, the spinal cord and all that kind of stuff. from her osteoporosis of the skull. And when you squeeze the nerves that control the bladder, see, she doesn't have a prostate gland, so you can't say it's a prostate issue. Okay.
Right.
And so this is how I figured this out. I said, well, why are women getting the same thing? And guys, the doctors are telling them it's a prostate issue. Well, women don't have a prostate, but yet they still get up 2-3 times a night to urinate. It can't be correct. And so I dug deeper and deeper and deeper, and I figured out it was actually osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the spinal cord. Okay, that's what's going on here. So she weighs 135, you said?
That's correct.
Okay. Oh, she needs to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no bar, rye, no oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go because the carbonation of the diet drinks neutralize stomach acids, so you cannot absorb minerals and you cannot digest food. And then, even though she's only 135 pounds, I want her to start out with 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose, everything. Usually the cutoff is 150 pounds. 135 is close enough, and she got all these really major issues here. I'd have her take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack 2 a month. It'll be a full dose of breakfast, full dose of dinner time, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So she can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. They're going to help rebuild the skull and the vertebrae and all the bones in her body and take the pressure off those nerves. And then I also wanted to have the collagen peptides, a scoop of the collagen peptides with a breakfast drink, with her dinner drink. So she needs a big canister of the collagen peptides. She needs the Beyond OsteoFX. She could take either the liquid, take an ounce of that twice a day, 2 quarts a month, or the powder or the capsules of Beyond OsteoFX. She needs vitamin D3. Let's see here, take 3 twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And so her main issue was getting up at night and urinating and that kind of stuff, right? Does she have another issue? Because she's certainly not overweight.
She doesn't mention anything else.
Okay, well, let's go there because she's got other issues. She's just not mentioning them, okay? And they could be, she may have TMJ. She may have ringing in the ears. And people say, well, you're just getting old. You got to expect that. She may have swallowing problems and she may collect mucus in her throat during the day and she's coughing all the time because she can't swallow correctly. Her voice may have changed. People say, well, you're getting old. You got to expect that. Well, no, that's because the cranial nerves are being squeezed. There's 12 pairs of cranial nerves. And don't forget that book. It's all in your head. And you and I are working on the CD and DVD. It's all in your head to go with the companion to the book. It's all in your head. And then don't forget The Truth About Nutrition, the book, the CD, the DVD. And you will see that osteoporosis of the skull deals with over 25 different diseases. Now I have to say 26 because I believe that MS, multiple sclerosis, is also one of them. And but you got to get rid of those glutens so you can absorb the nutrients. And all this will come right very quickly, usually within 2 to 6 weeks. How long do you have to stay on this? It's forever.
I think we should do a series, Dr. Wallach, that goes along with that. It's all in your head. This one focuses on MS. Let's do one for each condition that you have. Because there's how many different cranial nerves? 12 pairs.
There's 12 go down on one side and 12 from the other side of the brain go on the other side. And, you know, the Bell's palsy, trigeminal neuralgia, vision loss, optic nerve atrophy, the loss of the sense of smell, swallowing, change of voice, things like ringing, I said ringing, there's tinnitus. Then there's things like, everything from the neck down, where the skull is squeezing the spinal cord, peripheral neuropathies, there's stuff going on, tingling and numbness and burning in your legs and feet. And the doctors can't find anything. There's no joint problems. And so why are you having all this tingling and numbness in your legs? Well, that's because the skull is squeezing the spinal cord, which is causing that downstream issues.
Yep, absolutely. And John agrees with me. He says it's a great idea to have a series, Doc. So
okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, Dr. Wallach, Ruth Ellen would like to say something or ask a question. Go ahead, Ruth Ellen.
Hi there, everybody. When you were talking to Eric B. and you were talking about the mushrooms, one of the things that we have is Java Fit coffee. And it contains reishi mushrooms, chaga mushrooms, Mesima Haritaki, Korea, Argan, I probably pronounced that wrong, but lion's mane, that's really good for the brain. Shiitake, several other ones, cordyceps, turkey tail, which is really helpful in fighting cancer. And Blazy, and I can't pronounce the other one, but I did post it in the chat, and I'll happily repost the different list of mushrooms that are in there. But I mean, what a great way to have your coffee and get nutrients as well.
Yeah. Now, which coffee was that?
The Java Impact coffee from Longevity's.
Okay. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have so many. We have so many types of coffee, and we have it in the roasted, bags of 12 ounces of roasted ground coffee beans, and then we also have the Y cups. And people are just buying the Y cups like crazy. It's $14 a box. There's 24 Y cups in each box, so it's less than $1 a cup of coffee. How much does it cost for a cup of Starbucks coffee now? $4, $5, $6, $7?
$4 or $5.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you get a different kind of milk rather than dairy, it is like $6.
Woo. Okay. And so, yeah, we have in our Y cups, we have the breakfast coffee. We have 100% Colombian variety pack, French vanilla, hazelnut, decaf, medium roast, dark roast, donut shop. And in the roasted beans, and let's see here, we have the energy coffee, the donut shop, caramel, decaf, diet plus, French vanilla, dark roast, chocolate cream. That's my favorite. Let's see here, fair trade organic, dark roast, and fair trade organic medium roast. And which is, I have to write down on here, which is the one you said has the mushrooms in it?
It's called Java Impact.
Java Impact.
It's an amazing coffee. My husband and my son like to drink it, and it's really nutritious. As far as getting all those mushrooms, you're not going to get anywhere else.
Okay, is that in the roasted coffee category?
It is in the
Y cups.
It is not in a Y cup. It is ground coffee.
Okay, yeah, that's in the
it's in
Be the Change. Yeah, it's in the Be the Change coffee.
Be the Change coffee. I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you so much. I'm gonna start ordering that myself. And of course, it's one of those things where people say, "Well, yeah, Wallach, you get all that stuff for free." No, I had to pay for everything. I purposely set it up where I have to pay for everything. Okay, I do not get anything for free. I do not get a paycheck from Longevity. Okay, I make my living by selling books and CDs. So please buy lots of books and CDs.
Yes, and you can find many of Dr. Wallach's popular books on AskDocLive.com. We do have links to them. And for the ones that we don't have, go to drjwallach.com. And let's make sure you've got Wallach spelled correctly. Dr. Wallach, I see it in many different spellings, but the correct spelling is WALLACH. So that's drjwallach.com. And I'm not a coffee drinker, but listening to all the things that are in that Java Impact, I'm going to have to doctor it. But man, I want to get those things into my diet as well, and something nice and warm.
Yeah,
so
thank you
so much, Ruth Ellen, for sharing that information with us. That is fabulous.
You're welcome. And you can add our collagen creamer to that coffee.
There you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we have 6,000, let's see here, actually somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 products. We deal with over 600 different health issues. And I apologize for not knowing every detail about everything.
Dr. Wallach, you know so much about so many different things. We cannot expect you to add a whole lot more in that amazing brain, because we want the things that you're sharing to not be cluttered. So,
well, I just want to help as many people as we can. And we just want to be a positive impact. You know, again, you go back to the days of Moses, you go back to the days of Jesus, and that was 3,500 years ago and 2,002 years ago, okay? And so now, after 2,000 years, it's time for another set of information. And that's why we have these various books and CDs and DVDs and things to make up the time here. 2,000 years have gone by. There's been a lot of information. And we're coming out with another book This is going to be a big book. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be like epigenetics. And so I'm very, very excited about it. We're very close to it coming out. I think it's going to go to press towards the middle or the end of June. And so when it's actually at the printer, I'll give you the title and everything. I just don't want to say anything too soon.
Awesome. Understood. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. So now John C. was having a hard time getting his hand raised, but let's go ahead and get him up here. Dr. Wallach or John? Go ahead.
Well, I'm here.
Yep, you're there. Hold on. I'm trying to ask John to unmute himself. There we go. Try that, John.
Okay. How's that?
Okay, that John
fabulous.
C.
You are
John
on
C.
with
is
Dr. Wallach.
John C. is in camp.
A long-time listener on the George Norrie.
Yes, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, George Norrie is the greatest. We have so much fun. And of course, Rebecca and her team are part of the George Norrie team. Okay, this is part of the George Norrie system. And so we just really, really appreciate and respect and love George. He is so good. He loves America so much, and I just respect him for that. How can we help you, sir?
Yeah, so I have ringing in the ear, loss of hearing, and like you keep saying, the silver hair is coming, some dry skin, and joint pain, stiffness sometimes.
Okay, do you have any high blood pressure, diabetes?
No.
Okay, do you have any bowel issues, any constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, anything like that?
No.
Okay, do you have any skin problems? You said skin, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis, dry skin, what?
Dry skin, I think.
Okay, do you have anything going on with your eyes? You're slowly losing vision? Have you lost your sense of smell?
Just usual, I'm wearing glasses.
Okay. What about, let's see here. What about dizziness, balance problems?
You know, if I'm bending over, working in the yard and I get up sometimes, you know.
Okay.
Take a breath.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. Yeah, that can be called vertigo. Okay. So at any rate, yeah, you have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay. That goes along with the hearing loss. Are you wearing a hearing aid?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. And so do you have any dental problems? Did you go to an orthodontist when you were a teenager?
Yeah, when I was younger.
Okay.
Mess things up, you know.
Yep. Well, that's because you had osteoporosis of the skull when you were a teenager. Oh. Babies are born with osteoporosis of the skull. It's not an aging thing. It's due to a nutritional deficiency. Wonderful. And so when you have to go to an orthodontist because your teeth are all rotating around and getting loose and receding gums and all that kind of stuff,
yep.
That means, yeah, that has to do with osteoporosis of the skull because your jaw and your upper crescent or crest of your teeth, people have to get dentures and they get implants and all this kind of stuff.
I just had some implants done.
Well, there you go. That's osteoporosis of the skull, definitely. Okay, so how much do you weigh?
About 155.
Okay, 155. And what's your age?
58.
58. Okay, and how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Okay. So yeah, you and I are about the same size. I'm 5'6". I weigh let's see here, 142 kind of thing. And so it's one of those things where you have everything going on, which says you have a gluten issue, and you have bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, anything like that diagnosed or?
No. Okay,
good. All right, well, here we go. No bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. You've heard this a million times. Even the diet drinks got to go. No sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then at 155 pounds, you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full dose everything twice a day. You need 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 as once through dinner. And that'll help you rebuild the skull and the vertebrae and all of the bones in your body and your skin. Also, which is made out of connective tissue, the valves in your heart made out of connective tissue, the walls of your intestines made out of connective tissue and so on. The walls of your arteries and veins all made from connective tissue. The valves of your heart made from connective tissue. Very important, that MSM and the collagen peptides. Vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month. Your hair color will begin to come back if you're doing everything right, so you know you're absorbing. You can actually regain your hearing. The tinnitus and the dizziness will go away. Vertigo will go away. Let's see here. So let's go there. And do give us a call every couple of weeks, because usually within 2 weeks, you're starting to see some benefit. You say, I don't know. Is it possible for me to already see some benefit here? Yeah, 2 weeks, right. You can start seeing benefit. But I always say to people, give me 90 days, because almost always, like 99.9% of the time, within 90 days, you're going to see something benefit. But probably 75 to 80% of the time, you're going to see benefit in 2 to 4 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So do give us a call, and because people want to hear the John story. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Becca.
Dr. Wallach, let's move right into one of my favorite names. Rebecca, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Rebecca.
There you go. You're unmuted, my dear.
Looks like John C.
Are you talking about this,
there
Rebecca?
You go. Yeah, there
yes,
you go.
Ma'am.
Okay. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi. Okay, where do you live, Rebecca?
I'm in the high desert in Southern California.
Okay, and let's see here. How old are you?
I'm going to be 52 next month.
Okay, and how tall are you?
5'8".
And what do you weigh? You're a big girl. What do you weigh?
I'm about 285.
Okay. Do you have any other issues other than weight issue? Do you have high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, joint problems? What do you got?
Yeah, my 3 concerns are bipolar, hypothyroidism, and type 2 diabetes as comorbid.
Okay. All right. Any high blood pressure at all?
No.
Okay. Any joint problems? Anything going on in your knees, your hips, or neck, or back, or shoulders, or wrists, or?
No. Well, when I'm off my antidepressant, I do have random pains just everywhere.
Okay. Do you have any dental problems? Receding gums, bleeding gums? Or do you have implants or dentures?
Receding gums and an implant.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. At 5'8" for a lady, I'd like to see you weigh maybe 150, 160. So we need to lose 120 pounds. Mm-hmm. So what I want you to do is get one of our keto shakes, okay, per day. Okay, 1 keto shake per day. It can be any meal. It doesn't have to be the same meal every day. And it's not to add on to a meal. It's a meal replacer. Okay, right. Keto shake. It comes in strawberry and chocolate. We also want you to have 2 of our rebounder sports drinks with 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals and 25 vitamins, amino acids during that same meal. And then I don't take any of those meals after 4 o'clock. You know, you want to have it either for breakfast or lunch, because if you have your keto shake at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock plus the rebound, you may stay up all night, kind of thing. Do you get up at night to urinate once or twice or 3 times, anything like that?
Like easily 3 times. I actually work nights and sleep during the day, so I get a lot of interruption.
Mm-hmm. So when you're sleeping, you'll get up 2 or 3 times during your sleeping time to urinate?
Easily, yeah.
Do you ever get up 5 times a night?
No, but I'd say 4 have been that time.
Okay. Yeah, so what's happening is your back is squeezing the nerves, or your neck is squeezing the nerves, or your skull is squeezing the nerves that control the urinary bladder. I know you don't have a prostate gland because you're a girl, okay? So I can't blame it on a prostate issue. So yeah, this is the skull squeezing, the spinal cord causing these issues. And it happens when you lay down to sleep because you're in a different posture, and you don't have to urinate every hour when you're awake and sitting up, right?
Right.
Okay, it's only when you lay down, because that's your posture puts the pressure on those nerves. So that's why that happens when you're sleeping. Okay, well, here we go. Well, you'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. okay? I want you to, ideally, if finances are not a problem, you need 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If finances are a problem, don't go any lower than 2. Okay, 2 healthy brain and heart packs, a dose at breakfast, a dose at dinner time. But ideally, if you have, if finances are not an issue, go with 3. You also need 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. They're big bottles, so you'll be able to do that. And they will support and promote maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone makes your bone itself. Okay. And then I also want you to get the collagen peptides that'll support your immune system, as well as the bone marrow for making red blood cells and white blood cells and platelets and antibodies and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that with breakfast, a scoop of that with dinner, your drinks. And then let's see here, type 2 diabetes. Once you get 3 bottles a month of our sweeties, so you can take 3 our sweeties capsules, take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. I weigh 142 and I take 3 twice a day just for prevention. Okay, prevention.
Okay,
and,
I just ordered those, so.
Okay, good. And so usually within, then don't cold turkey off your medication, but as your blood sugar begins to drop, you can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers, all right?
Okay.
And then the thyroid, I want you to get, start out with 2 bottles a month of our Ocean's Gold and take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. And there are like 8 or 9 different seaweeds from the ocean that have all these weird things in there that the thyroid gland likes. So very quickly, within 2 to 4 weeks, you should see some great benefit there. That's also going to contribute to healthy weight loss. And let's see here. I think that's where we want to start. Okay, that's a handful of stuff. Okay. Also, you want to kind of keep tabs on your hair color. Are you coloring your hair or wearing a wig or?
No, I do color it. I do have some gray.
Okay. So what you want to do is just kind of pay attention when you color it, because after a couple of weeks or a month, you're going to start seeing hair color coming back in. Okay. Because when you have hair color loss, whether, in a gal, it's her hair, and guys, it could be in their head hair, their beard or mustache, that hair color loss is due to a nutritional deficiency. It's not an aging thing. Okay, so when you see the hair color coming back, you're absorbing the nutrients. And so I ask that because I know what nutrients it takes to cause anemia. And also I gave it away there. It causes a certain type of anemia when you have that, that nutrient deficiency, but also it gives you a gray hair. And it also has to do with connective tissue in your heart valves and stuff like that, and receding gums and so on, tendons and ligaments. And so it's one of those things where you're going to get a great benefit from this program. You're going to see good things all over. Plus you'll lose about a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. And so how long are you going to stay on this program? For life. How long do you need oxygen? For life. How long do you need water? For life. How long you need the 90 essential nutrients? For life. You can't say, okay, I'm all better now. I'm going to throw everything in the trash can and go back to my old ways. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And we do want to hear from you because, take pictures of yourself now, and then say in a month, take pictures, in 2 months, take a picture, in 6 months, take a picture, and so forth, because you're going to have a great, folder to show people. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to have such a great folder to show people, and you're going to help a lot of people with your story. Okay. Because your story is the American story, unfortunately, but you are going to be an angel of God because you're going to share your story just like Rebecca. I want you to think that Rebecca had all your problems. Okay. And you look at her now, you would not believe, what she was 3 years ago when I first met her.
No, she's radiant.
Yeah. And you are radiant too. We're just going to get all your radiance to come through. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Okay, dear.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
So you're very welcome, Rebecca. And Rebecca, I invite you to go to askdoclive.com and use the contact me, and let's follow your story. Okay.
Okay.
So awesome. Well, Dr. Wallach, you're very welcome, my dear. We have several hands up and I have questions coming in. So let's see how many we can get to. Let's go next to Wayne. Wayne, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach. If you can turn your camera on, that would be fabulous. Otherwise, say hello.
Hello.
Okay, Wayne.
Hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, so 62 years old, 5'6", 205.
Where are you from? Where are you at?
New Hampshire.
Okay.
So I had back problems when I was younger, about 20 years ago. Had a couple of, lectomies on my discs. But back then I started taking glucosamine and MSM. And
okay, very smart.
My back's been great ever since. But main problem right now is high blood pressure, even though I'm, a fairly low medication level, but I'm still on it, Liprinacil. And,
you have any diabetes?
They say I'm pre-diabetic. My A1C is close to 6.
Okay.
Ringing in the ears, which is kind of, because I've been taking, the supplements for bones and joints and stuff. I'm wondering what that is from, but
okay, well, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, is osteoporosis of the skull. Okay, squeezing the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve.
Yeah.
It causes a tinnitus, ringing. Do you have any other issues that might be related to osteoporosis of the skull? Like, do you have any balance problems or vertigo, dizziness, anything like that?
No, when I lay down, sometimes my fingers get numb.
Okay, yeah, that's the skull squeezing the spinal cord when you lay down, because your head's kind of an angle, either on a pillow or something like that. And so when you have osteoporosis of the skull, all the holes that the 12 pairs of cranial nerves and the spinal cord go through lose about 50 to 75% of their internal diameter. And so they put the squeeze on the spinal cord and put the squeeze on those spinal nerves. You get all these symptoms. Okay, did you ever have Bell's palsy or trigeminal neuralgia?
No.
Did you ever have a voice change or dysphagia where you're swallowing problem? You have swallowing problems or collection of mucus or, okay?
No.
Good. All right. So yeah, but you do have osteoporosis of the skull.
I've taken supplements, vitamin C, D, E, B, for many, many years.
How many minerals are in vitamin C?
Minerals in the vitamin C? Or you mean
0? How many minerals are in vitamin B? 0.
Okay, so it's minerals that I'm depleted.
Okay. You're deficient in the minerals. Okay, you can take 5 tons of vitamin B. It's not going to help you here. You can take 5 tons of vitamin C. You'll get rid of scurvy, but that's about it. If you eat limes like the British, they'll call you limey. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no, see, you have to appreciate that plants can make vitamins like beta carotene, vitamin A, vitamin C, B vitamins, but plants cannot make minerals. And nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. So you can be eating the same recipe. Somebody says, well, what do you eat? Oh, okay, you write down the recipe, you eat the same thing and nothing happens. Because you're eating in a place where there's only 3 minerals in the soil, and they're eating in a place where there's 25 minerals in the soil.
Yeah.
So their carrots have 25 minerals in it, and your carrots only have 3. I'm eating the same recipe. How come I can't get rid of my problem? Okay, that's because you're not consciously taking these required nutrients, okay, minerals. As when you look at the 90 essential nutrients, 2/3, 60 of the 90 are minerals.
Okay.
And that's for almost always that's for the major symptom. It's because every Boy Scout, every Cub Scout, every Girl Scout, every Brownie knows about vitamin C and B vitamins and that kind of stuff. But they never teach anything about minerals except for calcium. Well, they're 59 minerals short if that's all they're taking.
So a normal like multivitamin doesn't have enough.
Doesn't cut it. Doesn't come close.
Okay.
That's like taking a multivitamin is like putting dirt from Texas in your car's oil pan. Come on, there's bound to be some oil in it. That's dirt from Texas.
All right.
Okay, keep in touch with us. Okay, but you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. You need 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 of those with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're going to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, mixed bone itself, also the walls of arteries and veins. You also need the collagen peptides. Take a scoop of that with your morning drink, a scoop of the collagen peptides with your evening drink. Vitamin D3, take 3.
I do that.
Okay, good. Take 3 of the vitamin D3 twice a day. And
can you say how many milligrams of MSM is a daily requirement? Or
I apologize. I would just tell you how many tablets are MSM. I weigh 142 and I take 3 twice a day of the MSM tablets.
Okay.
So somebody your weight, you need 3 times a day. Okay. Because you have problems. For the high blood pressure, I want you to take 2 bottles a month of our ultimate daily classic tablets. Take 3 of those at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. That's 2 bottles a month. Don't cold turkey off your medication. But as the blood pressure begins to go down, you can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. Usually within 6 to 9 weeks, you'll be off your medication and be an ex-high blood pressure patient, okay? The back issues go away very quickly. Tinnitus, ringing in the ears, again, is a squeezing of the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve by the skull. And pre-diabetes, the sweeties, take 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month. Again, don't cold turkey off the diabetes medication, but as the blood sugar goes down, your A1C goes down, you can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. Okay, but give us a call every couple of weeks because you're going to have a great story and testimony. Okay, Wayne?
Yeah, great, thanks. I'm not on any diabetic medicine at this point. So
okay, we'll get on the sweeties and you won't go there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Wayne.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Dr. Wallach, we only have 15 minutes left in the show, and I want to make sure we get to as many as possible.
Okay.
So I have Joshi. So Joshi is 47 years old, 5'11", 240 pounds. In the last 3 years, he's lost 12 friends or family members, including his favorite uncle, his wife, his mom, cousins, which pushed him into extensive drug use for about 5 years, which entailed coke, meth, and heroin. He, of course, got ulcers. And now and I want to celebrate this, he's been able to break free of those horrific chains in those drugs. But he's down to drinking and is a heavy drinker now. In fact, he drinks instead of eats.
Okay, well, this is because he's missing nutrients and his body has a behavior called pica, and he's craving something. And the only thing that will give him relief is either the drugs or the alcohol. Okay, but it doesn't solve the problem because there's no minerals of any consequence in alcoholic drinks or drugs. Okay, so anything else I need to know? Any diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis?
So he's got the ulcer and a paraesophageal hiatal hernia. He has lost 2 teeth.
Okay.
That's everything.
Okay. Did he say what all his friends and relatives died from? Were they all druggies or?
No, they were not druggies. He did not give me any information about that.
Did they all have
yet,
the same doctor?
Oh. I don't think so.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well, here we go. 240 pounds. Obviously, when you're an alcoholic or a druggie, you're missing nutrients. Your body has that pica behavior, and your body's telling you, find something to make me happy. And people look and look, and they get temporary happiness from drinking or drugs, and that's why they get hooked on them. Okay, then once they're hooked on them because they tend to be addictive anyway. So anyway, at 5'11", he may be 40 pounds overweight. So I want him to get 1 meal a day. Our keto shake. It's a meal replacer. It's not to add to a meal. You can have 2 of our rebound sports drinks with that same meal, Doesn't have to be the same meal every day. With our keto shake, it comes in chocolate or strawberry. And then one or two of the rebound drinks, and those 100 nutrients in it. Then he needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, full dose of everything twice a day. He needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 dinner time. And they're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself. And that's going to help with his hernia. Okay, it depends on where the hernia is at. They got these belts with the pads that kind of hold things in, so you can avoid surgery. Also, these things will help with the skeleton and the bones, of course, which can help with somebody who's lost a bunch of teeth and had receding gums and bleeding gums, that kind of stuff. The ulcer, if it's a true ulcer, it can be caused by an infection. And so he needs to talk to his doctor. The doctor can actually give him antibiotics that can kill the bug that causes gastric ulcers, if that's the problem. Okay. And then I also want him to have our keto. Let's see, I talked about that, the keto shake. I want him to have the collagen peptides, a scoop of the collagen peptides with his morning drink, a scoop of the collagen peptides with his evening drink. And then I also want him to have our Beyond OsteoFX. He can take the liquid, an ounce twice a day. It's 2 quarts a month. If he prefers the powder or the capsules, 2 doses a day of Beyond OsteoFX to go in his drink, okay, twice a day. Let's see here, that'll also help tone up the ligaments and tendons around these hernias and things. And what he needs to do is consciously think every time he craves a drink of beer or whiskey or something like that, remember that beer and whiskey has a lot of gluten in it, because beer and whiskey is made from wheat, barley, rye, and oats, okay? Rye whiskey is very famous, okay? And then beer is very famous for wheat. You can actually get rice beer, okay, made in Australia, New Zealand, and Asian countries. Rice beer is a little safer, but it still has the alcohol in it. And if you crave it, that means you're missing nutrients. And so he also needs vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day. There's 2 bottles a month to absorb the minerals, put them in the right place. I also want him to have, the odds are he has a pre-diabetes situation. So he needs the sweeties, take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. They're tiny little bottles. So he needs 3 these little bottles of sweeties, take 3 of them. Especially one of the histories that goes along with this is, boy, you just have a big meal, you go sit down and watch TV, and in 30 minutes you're asleep. Okay, that's called reactive hypoglycemia, because your body releases a lot of insulin, knocks down your blood sugar so low you get sleepy because your blood sugar is so low, even though you just had a big meal. It's called reactive hypoglycemia, and it's kind of a pre-diabetic situation. So I think that's where we want to start. He doesn't have any, didn't mention any high blood pressure or anything like that.
No.
It wouldn't, okay.
So,
if finances are not a trouble, I would throw one more thing in there. That's the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, 2 bottles there a month, where you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. And they're going to support and promote healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the brain, the coronary arteries in the heart, and the kidneys and stuff. So the kidneys will work better, stay away from dialysis and all that kind of thing. A lot of people, when they have high blood pressure and they're on medication that's controlling it, they don't say I have high blood pressure. But, well, I've got it controlled. But they don't realize that high blood pressure is something you can get rid of. It's not a genetic thing. It's not an immune thing. You can get rid of it. You don't need to be on the medication. So that's why I always ask, are you on medication for those things?
So no,
okay.
He's not on any medication, Dr. Wallach, and the causes of death were heart attack, cancer, trauma, and diabetes. So,
okay.
And what would you recommend to him, Dr. Wallach, for severe depression?
Okay, well, we have the something like the synaptive, which helps each brain cell make the biochemistry necessary to talk to the neighboring cells properly. Okay, it's called synaptive. He can take 3 of those twice a day. That's one of our great products. I take 3 twice a day just for prevention. Okay, and then also he can take our Memory FX, take 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. And then lastly, I would throw in the de-stress capsules, take 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month of the de-stress capsules. And that's going to, he also needs to eat 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolks, not fried, not hard boiled, but soft boiled with soft yolk, soft poached with soft yolk. I have my 3 eggs. I had my 3 eggs this morning. I'll have them tonight again, soft scrambled in butter. I mean, when I say soft scrambled, I mean they're runny, okay? And so, because I want the cholesterol, because your brain is 75% by weight cholesterol. Do not take any statin drugs. Do not take any statin drugs that lower cholesterol. Any doctor who writes prescriptions for statin drugs should have their licenses taken away, okay? Because it can contribute to multiple sclerosis. It can contribute to Alzheimer's disease, okay? Because Alzheimer's disease didn't exist. There was dementias, like senile dementia, stuff like that, but Alzheimer's disease as a specific entity didn't exist until 1960 when they came out with statin drugs and got everybody on statin drugs, because doctors mistakenly thought that plaque in the arteries was caused by cholesterol. No, they missed that one again badly.
All right, Dr. Wallach, let's go to Dawn, who's the next hand that's up. Dawn, if you could unmute yourself and turn your camera on, that would be fabulous. But Dawn, you are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, doctor.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
I've got a very unusual situation. I have a skunk in a trap that is 1/3 into the house and 2/3 out. Somebody suggested sleeping pills to remove him safely. I put a half a sleeping pill in a almond butter sandwich, not gluten-free, by the way, and little rascal still awake. So the next day I crushed the remaining 1.5 pills and made another little sandwich for him. And this morning he's wide awake.
Okay. Well, basically what I would do is, is he in a trap or he's in a basket kind of thing?
He's in a trap that doesn't hurt them. It just captures them.
Okay, so it's a trap with wire and stuff like that, as
Yes.
opposed to a leg trap.
Right. I'm afraid he's going to spray and I'll have to burn the house down.
Well, what I would do is get a nice canvas sheet, you know, like 6 foot by 6 foot or something like that, and put it over the trap, okay, and then pick it up and run it outside.
Oh. I have plywood stacked around it, and
Yeah, well,
every time I move one, he backs up to squirt me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what you want to get. Well, maybe get this, get this drape, made out of canvas or something, this waterproof or plastic or something, and put it on top, and then just lift it up out of the plywood.
All right.
Don't start removing the plywood. You lift it up out of the plywood when you got it covered. And, you may get sprayed or something, but get him out of the house and turn him loose, because you're just, just playing around here. You're not going to get anywhere doing what you're doing, obviously.
All right.
Good luck with that one, Don.
Thank you.
Let's go real quick to Cheryl. Cheryl, or is it Cheryl? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Is it Carol Miller?
Carol, yes.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Carol.
Thank you very much for taking me. December 9th, I had a double mastectomy, invasive breast cancer. I had reconstructive surgery. I woke up with a rash. It was mostly estrogen based. After the surgery, the doctors gave me clobetasol, which is steroid ointment. I didn't want to take steroids. 3 to 4 months later, I switched to triamcinolone. I can't pronounce it. It was half the strength. It exacerbated. So I had a biopsy. I was identified with Grover's disease, not eczema. And now the doctors put me on something that's not steroid. And it's called tacrolimus, but I'm concerned on those drugs. I don't want to be on drugs.
Okay, stop. Basically, you did a double mastectomy because you were positive for breast cancer, correct?
And I have silicone implants.
I'm sorry?
I got reconstructive surgery with silicone implants at the same time.
Okay, good. All right, so here we go. How much do you weigh?
130, I'm 73, and I'm 5'4".
Okay.
And I have breast cancer in my family.
Okay, so here's what you need to do. Get rid of all the bad stuff. Okay, everybody in the household's got to be on the same diet. Nobody in your household can be eating gluten. No wheat, rye, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks, no fried foods, no processed meats. And then Even the diet drinks got to go because the carbonation in them neutralize the stomach acid, which is something you need to digest food and absorb minerals. Then at 130 pounds with a history of double mastectomy for breast cancer, I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. That's going to support your immune system as well as maintain the normal maintenance of your body, okay? And then I want you to take 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 at dinner time. That's going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, which includes the bone marrow, which is your immune system. Very important here. And then I want you to get the large canister of collagen peptides. So you can take a scoop of that with breakfast and a scoop of that with dinner time in your drinks. And that's going to help you, again, your immune system, which is, again, your best friend. I also want you to get 2 bottles a month of our killer biotics. So you can get that reishi mushroom. So you can take 3 of those twice a day or three times a day if finances are not a problem. And you can ask Siri, hey, Siri, tell me the results of treating breast cancer with reishi mushrooms, because you're going to get a great report there, okay, on that one. And then I also want you to have the Beyond OsteoFX, take a serving of that twice a day. We have the liquid, we have the powder, we have the capsules, Beyond OsteoFX, again, to help your bone marrow, which is your immune system. Then also, I want you to take something like the Fucoid Z, which actually Fucoid Z is also from seaweed and stuff like that. It supports the immune system significantly. Take 3 twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month of the Fucoid Z. And then call us every couple of weeks. Call us, when you go visit the doctor and they give you some kind of update and so on, so we can kind of walk you through this. But we just, are always worried about when people get things like prednisone and cortisone. You don't want to do that in your situation. If you have inflammation, you want to find out what's causing the inflammation so we can deal with it, okay? But, keep us informed and we'll walk with you through this, okay?
Okay, I just want to mention, I was on the estrogen blocker, Arimidex, for the cancer, because it was 95% estrogen based. And so they took me off of it and it seemed to settle down a little bit, but it's still there. Okay, well, let's wouldn't hurt to get another opinion from another doctor at the other end of town or even the medical school. Yeah, I've been to 4 dermatologists. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Rebecca.
Thank you, Carol. Dr. Wallach, we are at the top of the hour. I can't believe how quickly 2 hours goes by. I just want to thank you so much for joining us, all of the information that was shared. And I do apologize for those who still had their hand up and asked questions in the chat. Go to AskDocLive.com, use the contact us, and we will get information to you in regards to the specific questions and concerns that you have in regards to what nutritional protocols Dr. Wallach would recommend for you. So
absolutely,
Dr. Wallach, I have created a whole library of your protocols.
Wow.
So I am very blessed to have these recordings, and I hope everybody that's listening realizes the importance of being able to watch a recording, share a recording, and even stop and write down what Dr. Wallach is recommending, because this information is life-changing. And I encourage you and I invite you to experience the change that supplementation, and it's not just any supplementation, folks. These products have been formulated with their cofactors, with herbs. Everything synergistically works together. Now, one of our callers had mentioned he had taken this supplement and this supplement and this supplement. I used to cherry pick and I never got results. I got
that's why we don't talk about individual nutrients, because people run to the store and they buy vitamin C. Well, you're 89 short.
You know what, Dr. Wallach, the only thing that I use vitamin C by itself for is a laxative. So nutrients, they weren't put on this earth as individual things. society has taken them apart and torn everything out and then tried to add it back in. Let's get everything in a form that works together, working in your body so that you too can experience optimal health. On behalf of myself, Dr. Wallach, my co-hosts, Jonty McCollier, Nasima Omar, Ruth Ellen Sanchez, Dr. Judy Reynolds, and Heather Bowen, we thank you all for joining us on Ask Doc Live, sponsored by AskDocLive.com. Everybody have a fabulous week, and until next time, same place. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Rebecca and team. God bless you. Thank you. Looking forward to It's All in Your Head, the CD, the DVD.
It'll be on its way today, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, bye-bye.
So thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.